This is The Current Buzz, a podcast powered by Oklahoma Electric Cooperative and OEC Fiber,
dedicated to teaching you what makes us different.
Welcome to another episode of The Current Buzz. Kayla and I are here with you today. Kayla, always good to be on the podcast with you.
Nice to see you too, Autumn. Thank you.
We want to give you kind of a quick update on all things OEC Electric and Fiber. We had some really exciting news come to us by way of the Norman Chamber last month, Kayla?
Yeah, I believe it was. Yes.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so at the Norman Chamber's annual banquet this year, we were honored with the Large Business of the Year award, which I think is such a special honor. It's something that is typically reserved for those businesses that are out there just crushing it. And so I think it's really rewarding for that honor to be bestowed upon us and all of the work that we've been doing in our communities. At the ceremony, at the banquet, they talked about how much we've been working and growing in both the electric and the fiber side, and how we are committed to the communities that we serve, which I think really is the unique thing about OEC and OEC Fiber.
Perfectly said. You know, one of the things that makes me feel so thankful to be here, and we hear a lot, it's kind of a theme that we hear at OEC Electric and Fiber, is the electric side of our business was created 87 years ago because people did not have electricity in the more rural parts of our area. And so literally a group of farmers came together, everybody donated $5, so everybody had kind of some stake in the success, and then very literally set up power lines. This is, of course, built on the success of FDR and getting electrification, the Rural Electrification Act. So really cool. My favorite part of that story is we're getting to retell it on the fiber side of the house, because very literally we had our members come to us and say, either I don't have access to any kind of internet service, or that what I have is too expensive and not good service. And so our board of trustees came together and said, not only can do this, but we must do this to support our membership, that it is who we are as a company. And so to have that rewarded, to your point, feels so vindicating, I guess. Not that we were doing it to be awarded, but such a privilege that other people are seeing that as well.
Absolutely. And I think, we talk a lot about the individual impact that OEC Electric and OEC Fiber have on our members and our subscribers. So not only are we able to electrify their homes if they're out in the rural areas, they can enjoy that rural lifestyle, and we're still there. They can have all of the modern amenities, but we're also able to bring them internet. The side that I think is really exciting when you start thinking about the Norman Chambers Award is the economic development opportunities that brings to these communities. So we are serving these communities, these rural communities that are a little bit outside of the bigger towns. And so when we are bringing them power that is reliable, when we are bringing them fiber internet services that are reliable, we are able to empower people to have businesses and drive the economy in these small towns, have access that they would have to otherwise come into the city for. So they're able to do that where they feel comfortable, where they call home, and that economic development, I think, is a huge part of this as well.
Perfectly said. And we were just talking with one of our business salespeople, Kyle, and he said, I always try and do right by the person I'm at the other end of the table, because we live in the communities we serve, and I don't want to bump into you at the grocery store and have taken advantage of you, right? So that, I think, perfectly ties into, we understand we are literally your neighbors. It is in our best interest to make sure everybody is served well. That's beautifully said, Kayla. Which kind of leads us into another update. If you are in Norman and have driven past our headquarters off of 24th, you have undoubtedly seen our building project and expansion. Kayla opened this by talking about how much growth we've had both on the electric and the fiber sides. I have been here for about almost 9 years, and in that period of time, we've added almost 100 full-time employees. So just unbelievable growth on both sides of the house. And so because of that, quite literally, we ran out of space in our old building. So we're in the process of not only expanding the building that you see off of 24th, but revamping some of the other areas of our campus. We've added massive amounts of warehouse space so that all of our materials can be safe, can be covered. Our logistics team does a phenomenal job. They literally have an award-winning warehouse based on their organization and their ability to keep supplies. I think everyone saw that when other companies were having supply chain issues under the leadership of Ryan Blackburn in the warehouse. We did not, because he has the experience and the ability to predict kind of what was coming in those relationships. So huge expansion of the warehouse, which is really exciting. That part is complete. That's in the back area of our campus. Kayla and I are currently sitting in a temporary space. So as we've been doing the remodel, we've rented some space close by. But we are really excited to not be quite so on top of each other as we are here. Kayla, tell us a little bit about some of the new things your team will be able to do in the new building.
Yeah, I think honestly, my team is most excited to have dedicated space for all of our teams. I was brought on initially to Autumn's marketing team about 6 years ago to really focus on fiber and work on building the fiber brand. We have since just exploded. And like Autumn said, we've added about 100 full-time employees. And I think the really exciting part is that is sustainable. We really focus on hiring employees that are going to be here for the long run. We don't want to ever be in a position where we hire a bunch of people, so business slows down and we have to lay people off. So we are really strategic, and this is true hiring for the growth of this business and what this business will need into the future. So we have just been stacked up on each other as we've been adding people. So having this temporary space has been nice. We have a little bit of breathing room, but what my teams are most excited about is to get back together with everyone and to have everyone on the same campus again. And we will be able to all be in the same building, and if not in the same building, on the same campus, where we're able to work closely with our colleagues. We really work on collaboration here. A lot of departments, not just share duties, but we work really closely in our duties together. So we want to make sure that experience for our members and subscribers is just seamless, and being close together and in the same building will really help with that.
Well, and in true OEC fashion, one of our top focuses in this new building is how is it going to empower us to best serve our members and subscribers? So what you'll see currently, our friendly member service associates have kind of a temporary lobby off of Hemp Hill. In the new building, the lobby will be back on 24th. We are picking up an additional drive-through lane, so we'll be able to better serve members and subscribers as they come through. It'll be easier for them to drop off equipment. In the lobby is of course fully ADA accessible. We're adding an extra window again, so limiting that time waiting, making sure that we're serving members really, really well. And as Kayla said, just the ability to be all together, where we can collaborate, where it's easier to run into each other and see people day in and day out. Having those break room conversations is really important, not the least of which is so that people can have their own dedicated space. As Kayla mentioned, right now, we're sharing offices. In fact, I have commandeered one of my colleagues' offices because I do not have a dedicated office space. So having the ability to just best serve our members is really, really exciting. We think that building should be done beginning of 2025. We're optimistic that we'll be in there. You'll see lots of communications as that deadline becomes closer, but we're really excited about that new space. And our building team has also been really focused on making sure that we're good partners to the city of Norman as we're building. So every thought has been about how do we make a building that can carry us for the next 100 years.
Absolutely. And I think this building, as if you've driven by it, you've seen it's very sleek, it's very modern. And I think it is truly a great representation of the OEC Electric and OEC Fiber that we are today. Like Autumn mentioned, we were founded 87 years ago with OEC and in a very grassroots way. And this building is really what I think visually represents that we are continuing to power forward into our next century of service. And we're here, and we are keeping modern with the times, and excited to continue to serve our members and subscribers.
And on that note, we cannot wait to host you all in our new space. So stay tuned for more updates, and we'll talk to you soon.
You can find us at okcoop.org and oecfiber.com.
Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.